From there, wherever you want.
Yeah, from there.
Yeah.
Maria,
Greetings, everybody. Thank you for letting me present on the board. Okay, so we all know what we're here to do this weekend. I'm starting with English because everybody's more fluent in Ontario. I'm guessing English to make sure that we know what we're here to do and focus on objectives afterwards. So we all know the thematics, the themes that we're here to encompass. There's 6 of them. I would like to see them evenly distributed. Yes,
Before we begin, I would like to propose a change to the agenda in terms of the time frame. Because we're running an hour behind, and I would imagine the lunch time is probably fixed, I would like to propose that an hour after lunch we continue on with the discussion of the findings and review of recommendations. I feel really strongly that since we're all together in this room today, that we make the most of our time here together. And I don't want to cut into the time for the discussion of the topics and the work groups. So I'd like to propose that between 3 and 4 o'clock we continue the discussion of the findings, and we extend the work group and discussion of the topics by 1 hour.
I would agree. I don't know if I have the power to do it. Is that an honest question?
You have absolute power.
Okay.
You guys are running the show. Δικιά σας γενική συνέλευση. Κάνετε ό,τι θέλετε.
Και εγώ εγκρίνω την πρόταση του κύριου Μιχάλη, γιατί ναι μεν καλά τα είπανε, χρειαζόταν να μας πούνε την άποψή τους από την Ελλάδα, να ακούσουμε και αυτοί τι ζητάνε από εμάς, από τον ελληνισμό, αλλά το weekend είναι για αυτό το work group. Και αν περάσουμε μόνο 1,5 ώρα σε αυτά τα θέματα, γιατί δεν νομίζω να μπορέσουμε να μιλήσουμε τίποτα σε 1,5 ώρα. Στο ναι, εγκρίνω, θα συνεχιστούν μετά το γεύμα για 1 ώρα και μπορεί να βγει σε καλό, γιατί από το γεύμα τους θα συζητάμε κιόλας μάλλον. Όπως είπα...
ενώ προτάθηκε, εσύ το δέχεσαι σαν προεδρεύω, πρέπει να ψηφιστεί από την Ολομέλεια. Ό,τι προτείνεται, θα ψηφίσουμε.
Δεν είναι απόλυτη.
Να βοηθήσω λίγο με τη διαδικασία. Να διευρύνει.
Να δούμε ένα show of hands who's in favor then. Since it's a democracy, I think it takes it. The year takes it. Who's against? Nays? Anybody? Any reasons? Oh, there's a few. That's a nays. Okay, Kalama. So, okay, so the motion carries. Let's see a order.
Can I just say from here? I can carry the work. What did we just? Because I didn't vote.
Oh my God, he's not doing it.
Mr. Mihalis over there said that we should push add an hour to the work groups because okay.
Let's stop and see where we're at now. So can we go through that one before we continue?
We're at before the lunch. According to the agenda, supposedly at 10:30 now, right? But clearly it's at 11:30, so behind the schedule.
3 to 4.
Yeah. We're adding that hour to the work group discussion prior to the lunch. Is that okay? Okay. So, continuing on. Όπως έλεγα, νομίζω όλοι μας ξέρουμε τα τίποτα να σχολιάσουμε εδώ από μέσα. Είναι 6 θέματα. Θα ήθελα να βλέπω ομάδες που είναι το όσο δυνατό ισότιμες, δηλαδή να μην έχουμε μόνο σαν 2 σε μια ομάδα και να έχουμε 40 στις άλλες. Νομίζω πριν από σήμερα έχετε ήδη μιλήσει μεταξύ σας ποιοι θέλετε να ασχοληθείτε με τέτοια θέματα. Θα ήθελα μήπως θα προτείνω να το κάνουμε με τα τραπέζια, με ένα θέμα από το τραπέζι. Έχει κανείς καμία πρόταση πώς να προχωρήσουμε αυτά τα groups?
Πρέπει όπου έχει ο καθένας ενδιαφέρον να πει τη γνώμη του και να οργανωθούν και να οργανωθούν.
Okay. Εννοείς θα πρέπει να είναι... Έχει καμία...
Γιώργη Βέκη.
Okay, so για το πρώτο θέμα, Youth in Church. Ποιος ενδιαφέρονται?
Can you speak English, please?
Sorry. For the first topic, Youth in Church, we're asking who would be interested for that.
Διαδικαστικά. Έχουμε την ευκαιρία εδώ να είμαστε σε ένα work group ή θα έχουμε τη δυνατότητα να κάνουμε shift, γιατί νομίζω ότι όλοι έχουμε κάτι να πούμε για όλα τα θέματα, όχι μόνο για ένα, αν το επιτρέπει ο χρόνος βέβαια, αλλά απλά το ρίχνω σαν ιδέα.
Ναι, κοίτα, αλλά αυτό θα λυθεί το work. Σε 2 ώρες δεν νομίζω να βγούμε. Αν υπάρχει πλέον ώρα, ναι, μπορείτε να φύγετε και να πάτε σε άλλο και να δώσετε.
I just had a recommendation to make. I don't know what you guys think about this, but so that we have an opportunity maybe to kind of bounce from one to another. Since we've extended the time and we have 2 hours now, I think it would be a great idea if we just put one chart up on the wall at the back for each group and then have different times. So we have 1 hour and we have a chart for each of that 1 hour for each of the discussion groups, and then a second time, and you sign up for the groups, and then we'll look at the distribution. There'll be charts over here, let's say for the first hour with each group titled, and then charts over there for the second hour. You sign up which group you want to go in for hour 1, and then you sign up which group you want to go in for hour 2.
Okay.
And you know, if one looks like there's like 2 or 3 people in there, with your permission, maybe we can move a couple names around so there's some kind of a balance. What do you think?
Yeah.
I would agree with that, but but we'd have to maintain a minimum of people from the first hour on the second to be able to inform the newcomers on what they had decided, not to restart at the second hour. Okay. You understand what I mean? So like there will always have to be a core of like 2 to 3 people that will stay in a group of the first hour να μπορούσαν να πούνε τι έχει πει ήδη, να μην γυρνάμε σε κύκλους.
Okay.
You know?
So we can, if you guys want, we can elect now one coordinator for each group. That will sit there.
And first, so μέχρι τώρα έχουμε 3 προτάσεις.
This is kind of getting complicated.
The first, we have 3 propositions. 1 second, please. We have 3 propositions. The first one, we have static groups, and everybody decides now what group to join. The second one being that we have 2 group workshop periods, one prior to the lunch, one thereafter, and that the second one you could move freely once if you decide that it's to change group, of course. And the third one is, I'm guessing what the poll is going to say, no?
I'm thinking something of a hybrid of the 2 ideas is having the first hour 3 issues only discussed, where we separate into groups of 3, and then in the second hour, well then we could just go down the list. If we want to do youth and community, youth and church, I'm not sure what else is on the list. Talk about those 3 issues for the first hour, and then the second hour we talk about the other 3 issues, and I think it gives us, I think it will be a little difficult if we're splitting various people, keeping track of the issues if we're constantly changing. The first 3 issues, and then the second 3 issues we'll discuss at the second hour.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah.
But would people be able to move around?
Yeah.
With your proposition, the first hour of the 2 groups, are people allowed to move around? That's my question to you.
No, you'd stay if you choose. You can church, you'd stay for that first hour, and then the second hour you have an option to be...
Understood, okay. So, είναι τρίτη πρόταση, ο κύριος Μιχάλης.
My concern with that recommendation is that the groups be very, very large.
Exactly.
Groups at one time, and we may not have the space